Welcome to Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda. Is it only me, or are you finding as well that Christmas seems to start earlier and earlier every year? I mean, we're only in, the second week of November, and already I'm hearing Christmas music. I'm seeing adverts on TV that are Christmas themed. I'm seeing people putting up Christmas trees and Christmas lights. I mean, it's crazy. Christmas just seems to get earlier every year. Now, here's the thing about this build up to Christmas. If you're like me, you want to put it off for a while. You don't want to get into it too soon, leave it till you're well into December. But despite all that, you begin to get caught up with all of the excitement and the anticipation. And I believe the reason for that is because it actually is rooted in a fundamental, basic human need that is expressed in the Bible. Because the run up to the first Christmas wasn't just for a month, it was for thousands of years. Because when you read through the Old Testament, you see that the preparation for the coming of Jesus when he was incarnated and born to Mary in Bethlehem, that goes right back to the creation of the world and the creation of humanity. And then as you read the Old Testament, there's this building excitement and building expectation, just like the run-up to Christmas this year and every other year. In Matthew 22, verse 29, when Jesus was having a dispute with the religious leaders of Israel in that day, he said this to them. He said, "You are in error because you do not know the scriptures or the power of God." And that was a remarkable thing to say, because these religious leaders, studying the scriptures was what they did. That was like their full-time job. They were there to study and take each verse out of the Old Testament scriptures and argue, is it this, is it that, is it the other? And yet Jesus, he says to them what must have been a real slap in the face when he says, you do not know the scriptures or the power of God. You see, here's the deal. They didn't understand the basic theme of what the Old Testament was all about. They didn't, they were good at the details. They could argue the details, but they didn't understand the basic overriding narrative about the coming of Jesus that the Old Testament was all about. You see, Jesus, when he met on the first Easter, when he met with those two disciples on the road to Emmaus, do you remember what he said to them? Because they were struggling to believe that Jesus had been raised from the dead. And without them even knowing who he was, he said to those two disciples on the road to Emmaus, "How foolish you are, and how slow to believe all that the prophets have spoken." That's in Luke 24, verse 25. He was rebuking them, not just for doubting the testimony of the women who had seen him raised from the dead, but because they were his disciples, but they were missing the whole point of the Old Testament, just like those religious leaders in Jerusalem. And then it says, beginning with Moses and all the prophets, Jesus explained to them what was said in all the scriptures concerning himself. Because the entire Old Testament is a build-up to the arrival of Jesus. It's a build-up to that first Christmas, to his life on earth, to his miracles, and to that first Easter when he was crucified, laid in a tomb, and then raised again to life. So we're going to go on a journey for the next 40 Take Fives. Between now and Christmas Day, each day we're going to take a different book of the Old Testament, and we're going to see how Jesus is revealed in that book, in that build-up to the first Christmas Day when he was born in Bethlehem. I hope you'll be taking that journey with us each day. So please, when you read the Old Testament, be on the lookout for what it's saying about Jesus coming, the basic theme of the Old Testament. And do join us again tomorrow as we take this walk through the Old Testament. So join us again tomorrow for your Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda.